Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Hey, Boo.
How
Hey,
you?
Tosh.
Hey, girl. I'll fix my camera real quick.
Hey, sis.
That's a little distracting.
That, yeah.
No,
Hey,
too much.
y'all. Hey, everybody.
Child, let me stop messing with this stuff. That was kind of cute. Okay, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining this group conversation. We really about to get into some interesting stuff. My name is Maya,
And I'm Tiara. Hey, everybody. Hey.
and so we're gonna have just a little conversation with you guys. And if you feel like jumping in and making some comments, please do. So, Tiara, I just have a couple questions for you, girl.
I'm ready.
And the first one is, who are you when they leave? Who are
Who
you when
am
they leave?
I when they leave? I am actually someone who is at peace. I am somebody who puts myself first when they leave.
So, when you say they, like, did you have a specific group of people in mind? Are we talking about family, friends? What were you thinking during that time?
I feel like they are any individuals who don't believe in your goals at the level of where you need the support, the pouring into. And so that could be your partner, romantic business, that could be friends, that could be family. What
Right.
do you think? What do you think, sis?
I mean, I agree with you. I think it really can come from any direction. And I know for me specifically, I thought more about friendship,
Mhm.
because I know personally I've experienced with growth and as I change, wanting and needing different things in friendship. And so it's often led me to question and wonder, after something like that happens, after you've experienced, this transition in a relationship, how are you able to survive and kind of continue on a path that you want to be on?
Yeah. I agree, and I think that's why this conversation is so beautiful and why it's something that's so needed because so many of us as women, right, especially in that entrepreneur space, we have friends that we may love, that we may have known for years, but what is that level of support that they are pouring into you, into your dreams, into your goals, right? So that's like I love what you how you put that because I absolutely agree.
Do you think that when you experience things like that, like changes in relationships, you're getting older, so maybe your high school friends may aren't in the same space that you're in? Do you think that it changes you? Do you think you become a different person when you experience that type of loss?
Absolutely. I mean, at a certain point, and so speaking from my perspective, I'm really curious to see how you feel about this. But speaking from my perspective, there's like listening to you ask that question, there was almost like a sorrow, like wow, because when you create those friendships at younger ages, you're still trying to figure out life, figure out who you are as a woman, and then for me, I know like you and I are so similar in we may not have hundreds of friends, but the ones we have, we hold close. So for those relationships to change later in life, as we naturally change as women, right? As adults, I know that that changes me. Yep. Like Nelly said, you become a different person. So in that journey of becoming a different person, as those friendships and whatnot transition, I feel like that just it compounds because you realize like again, speaking for myself, that there were moments when I was surrounded by people that um, may have been from high school, college even, but they weren't able to pour into me in the capacity that I needed as this more mature version of myself. So that's how I feel. What about you, love?
You know, I my journey with friendship has been really interesting because I just love to be friends with people and I don't want to separate from them no matter what. Like you could be the worst friend and there's something about when you make that type of connection with somebody,
Hmm.
and you experience your life with people, especially with people that you've been friends with for 10, 15, 20 years, right? Those people, are forever really going to be a part of, your experience during that time. It's nothing like, nostalgia, that's why when we go back to homecoming, everybody is really enjoying the experience because the people there had a similar experience, right? We know what we're celebrating. We know what
Yeah.
we're talking about. We know how it makes us feel. And so when you lose those people or they do things that are hurtful to you, you want to turn a blind eye. You're like, okay, well, she talked about me that one time, but, you know, I value this
Mhm.
relationship so much, I'm willing to endure a little bit more. So,
Mhm.
I think it's something that I work on, but the ones that I have decided, weren't necessarily the best, I've definitely grown and been able to distance myself from that type of stuff.
So let me ask you this, because I feel like, especially in the Black community, that there is, like you said, well, maybe like she talked about me that one time, but I'm willing to overlook it. And I just feel like for me, I don't have any energy or capacity for that in my life today. Not to say, in the past, but today I think it's so interesting because that's where that sorrow comes in that I spoke about earlier. Where you like, for me, once that happens, the dynamic, like everything changes for me in that sense, especially navigating all the things that life throws at you, and then to know that you have somebody who may not be acting in the same manner, speaking behind your back, doing those types of
Yeah.
things that you wouldn't do. You know what I mean? I think that's really, really interesting.
So it's more challenging for you. You can't look past those things and keep moving.
Yeah. I'm a Cancer, like through and through. Like I hold grudges, like it's like you have, especially like again, we're talking about core. Like everybody who's on here, yes, Jen, we're talking about core. Like you are my, I'm not talking about somebody, I may just have your number. We go out, here and there. I'm talking about like you are my people. If I find out that anything disparaging happened, then hi D, then it's very hard for me to move past that, because if I'm divulging in you secrets, like you're knowing things that nobody else kind of knows, you're knowing my journey that that nobody else knows. And so for me to find out anything in that capacity, I feel like
It's
it's a little bit of that Mean Girls.
right.
I I I may still be cool with you, probably not, but I may still be cool with you, but I will definitely distance you. But I know that there are certain people I know and am close to who they're like you. If you have, their loyalty is like, it is through the mud. It's more of like a much more forgiving type of thing than I feel like I have been, and maybe that's my own defense mechanism too, because there are friends that I had from high school that I miss,
Yeah.
but we just, like, I really truly miss their presence in my life, but I just, at this point, it's like I just it's hard for me to kind of move past.
Let me ask you this. So you kind of categorize friends a little bit. I think you were like, if we talk sometimes, if we're close friends. So
Ooh.
I want to understand when you're saying close friends,
Mhm.
what are the rules? Like,
Mhm.
because I had somebody telling me everybody ain't your friend. I've heard that. I'm
Ooh.
captain, somebody sitting me down and
Mhm.
telling me that somebody not my friend.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I don't know the associates. If you pass by them, if you used to have algebra with the dude, does that make him an associate? I don't know the levels and categories, but I want to know from you what makes somebody a friend. What
Mhm.
what makes you consider them a friend?
Mhm.
And then do you have those levels? Do you go like friend, close friend, best friend?
Mhm.
What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I feel like I just say yeah to you don't even know why I'm saying yeah. I'm saying yes to the levels. I do have levels. There are like through and through. And Jen, I see your question. I love that question. So maybe we could jump to that next. But yeah, I have like soul sisters, right? And then there's good friends, and then somebody that I'm like, hey friend, like a hey, like I may not even remember your name, but I feel like you have great energy. So it's like you, hey friend.
Yeah.
So it's the people who know more of my story, who know my day to day, that if I'm going through something and I need support as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as a mompreneur, these are people that I'm calling. That's the close crew. So this whole conversation, I'm thinking more of them in that capacity.
Right.
Like the ones that, and so probably that close circle, and then maybe one layer out to like where I would want to spend time and energy. Like last night I was out with two beautiful women, and we actually met on the Goddess tour, and it was like shout out Britt, shout out Ebony, and but their energy is so amazing that they I could kind of put them in to a like a close bucket as well.
I got you.
But can we get into Jen's quick question? Because
Yeah.
I feel like that is really amazing. So Jen said, I have been asked why women are so quick to drop a friend, but gives a guy they are dating many chances. Can we discuss? I'm gonna let you start with
Girl,
that, Maya.
you already know the answer to that. I can't say it on Instagram because I don't want to go to Instagram jail. But it rhymes with pick.
Not for our first live, please. Mm-hmm.
It rhymes with pick. I mean, I think that women give men chance after chance because they're providing that extra thing that a woman is not providing. They're
Oh,
holding
did
you.
you say it rhymes with
Pick.
prick with Venus?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to be clear for everybody that's tuning in. All right.
Girl, yes, absolutely. I mean, there's no replacement. You sitting at your house having a good time later with your man versus, oh, me and my homegirl, we drank some wine yesterday and confided in each other. All right, girl, whatever.
Right. I agree. I mean, what do y'all think in the comments? So somebody said we have acquaintances, casual friends, and intimate friends. So yeah, you feel me on the levels of friendships. Um,
I really need the levels advice because I don't get it. You know,
mhm,
like I know that there are people that I speak to consistently.
mhm.
And then, there are people that I speak to more consistently than that. And so in my mind, when you have a cadence, um, and a level of communication, like if you don't talk to somebody for 5 years,
Mhm.
I mean, I hear you off the strength of what was going on in the early 90s, but, y'all not really friends. So,
But let me jump in there though, because here's the thing. Like I have friends that I will talk on the phone once a year. We may text twice a year. And I consider them best friends because when I need them, I call them, they're there. It's like we just talked yesterday.
okay.
And I still can, even in my darkest nights, I can call them if they're available. If we connect, I'm still getting that deep level of support that I need, even if we're not talking consistently. So Southern Belle says she agrees with the Venus. Yeah, I do
Back to that.
too,
That
right?
actually, disregard everything else that we said. That was the actual answer to the question.
The Venus. But then I think that, because we talked about levels of friendship, but that's like romantic,
Right.
thing going on right there. But I still think that's so fascinating how even from a romantic stance, um, we will, as women, we will forgive men for their transgressions versus those close friends, you know,
Let me
versus
ask you this.
men.
Let me ask you this though.
Hmm.
Right? I'm about to get into it. So Do you think that some of it may have to do also with women like being threatened by other women? Like they don't prioritize women the same way because like secretly either she got an issue with you or you're a reminder of what she may not have accomplished, or maybe, or is that just me and my experience with my friends?
Listen, so you're going there.
I
Okay.
mean, I mean,
No, but yes, all of the above. There are, I think we all on here have experienced those women where we're like, like, you can almost feel, okay, let's talk about the people because we've all had them in our life where they are always around for support when you're going through it. But when things are going amazingly well, they're very dry. Right. So for me, anybody that's in that capacity or has been in that capacity is no longer in my any circle.
right,
Because I just feel like you said, it's based off of maybe your own insecurity. And not to say that you don't love me as a friend, that there isn't love. Yeah, like there isn't love there. But at the same time, I feel like how you feel about me isn't my problem kind of thing. Like whatever
right,
you're going through at that moment, it's just like, because I know how I pour into people as a friend. So I heard this really amazing analogy of pictures. You have to surround yourself with pictures. And if you're a pitcher, I'm talking about like
yeah,
pitcher. And then most people are, yeah, right, yeah. And so most people are cups
right,
that surround pitchers. So, and the reason being is because as a pitcher, you have the capacity to pour into everyone about around you, right? So when they're low, you can pour into them. But even at their 100%, if they pour 100% of themselves into you, they still cannot really support you in that way. But when you surround yourself with, yes, Tosh, when you surround yourself with other pitchers, they have the capacity to pour into you in the same way that you can pour into others. Like I had a moment in my life where I was surrounded by takers, and I'm a giver
right,
naturally. So being surrounded by takers, then I feel like or cups, it's like what is that capacity? So maybe you're loving and supporting as best you can as
right,
my girlfriend or my goal friend, but my dreams and aspirations at the levels that we dream and aspire is too much for their insecurities
right,
at that point in their life. So it makes them realize that they're maybe playing small, or their dreams that they truly, truly have, that they're not reaching out. And so it makes them respond in different ways when you're like, I want to do this, I'm going to do this.
right. Maybe they
This is
think
what
you're
I'm thinking.
bragging, or yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm not sure if I've ever told you this, but when I was at FAM, I had this girl. Well, well, she know who she is. When I was at FAM, I had this girl tell me that seeing me like daily, because we were living together, annoyed her because I reminded her of all the things she wasn't doing. So she
Mm.
wanted, when she came to college, she wanted to join a sorority. She wanted to, be involved in student government. She wanted to be doing all these things. And so with me coming and leaving, coming and going to the things that I had going on in my life, that was something that she began to hate and would make her feel bad. So she ended up moving out. It was a whole crazy, crazy scenario. But, it's a very real thing. And it's not how my brain works. So it can be challenging sometimes to understand, where people are coming from. If I see somebody winning, I'm like, a win for you is a win for mankind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If one of us gets it, we all got it. If one black person and won the lotto, we made it. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? They
mhm,
can't tell us nothing because one of
mhm,
us got there. So I just, I don't get it. But I think that that could also be a response to that question.
mhm,
Sometimes I think women secretly have issues with each other, and it may not be as valuable of a relationship to them.
mhm. Someone said, the reason why most women will forgive men prior to a female friend is because of their goal to get a ring. For some women, platonic friendship is not the priority. I agree. And I think that's where the buckets are so important. And like, and I guess regardless of your sexual orientation, it's like, how are you viewing this person? Is it more sexual or is it more, from a friendship standpoint? And then Jen said, some people can't be happy for you, not because they're actually jealous, but because of where they feel they may be lacking in life at the moment. Exactly. So to our point, it's like they genuinely may be supporting in the best way they can, but they're a cup in
Right.
the capacity and you're a pitcher. And so you're just always, it's always going to be that give and take. But like you said, the tide raises all boats. You see what I did there? Because it's full moon. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I think we should talk about how we know each other.
Okay.
That's a cute little conversation. Look at this. Look at this, guys.
Okay.
Shout out to
Bam
Fanny.
you.
This is really cute. For anybody who might be interested in the details, I don't remember them right now, but I'll look them up for you.
Put them in the comment.
Right.
Yeah. So we met at FAMU undergrad in SBI. Okay.
Mhm.
Rattlers. And we just clicked. And I would say that and we have some fellow rattlers on here, from the gate, I saw the ambition that I had matched in Maya. Now, let me also preface and say most people in SBI are very ambitious, the School of Business and Industry at FAMU. There was a lot of that energy around, but what I noticed about Maya, yes, Rattler. What I noticed about Maya was that she was so real. It was no gray area with her. When she lights up the room when she comes in. Yes, FAMU. I am so
Hi,
excited about this.
friends.
Hey, family. But yeah, like light up the room, but so intelligent, and then also so down to earth. It was like a lot going on when I first met you, and I was just like, okay, this is somebody I can vibe with. And then we actually ended up going to Nova together for grad school. And it wasn't even like we sat down and was like, and we're like, this is where we're gonna go together, so to speak. We just ended up like that was a part of our journey from Tallahassee to Miami. And so Maya, most of my young adult life was very present in regards to like some crazy things that went on personally, like with my son's father and stuff like that at that time. And it just was like, she was that friend. Like there were years where we weren't talking consistently, but anytime I needed Maya or, just reached out, it was like, I literally just saw her. Like she was, there supporting, like just like always bomb.
Yeah, and so Tierra and I have been over all these years having these types of conversations. We have been supporting each other in every endeavor, whether or not it was going to law school or opening, a business. And one day I was driving in the car, called her up, we're talking on the phone, and the conversation kind of led to the fact that what we have in each other, that a lot of other people don't have those types of relationships. And that being friends that are wholeheartedly in support of your advancement, your growth, whatever it is, they want to support any hope or any dream that you have. And so just in talking, about, those things and those connections, we decided that we were going to set out to bring together women who are pursuing whatever dream that they have and creating a space in a community where they can be supported, as they follow those dreams, and are so excited about it.
Yes, let me just back up a minute and talk about the importance of this, because like Maya said, I think that we are blessed. And if anyone watching this has that person that when you are like, look, in 3 months I'm going to the moon, this is how I'm going to get there, and I need your advice on like, should I go to space train? Like it would be the most mind-blowing things that neither of us, hi buddy, I love you, that neither of us have seen, that we are experiencing and creating for our legacy on our own, but we were always like, yes, like it, I mean, like the most, like the biggest things. And why I don't want to just skirt over the importance of that, because there were times when if I didn't have Maya to talk to or any close friends of mine that I can share those aspirations with, they would have just stayed in my head. You see? And it's like sometimes you need that person to be like, yeah, hell yeah. Because that anybody who knows mine, she always say, yeah, friend. Like, yeah, friend, you know, it was always, and so I'm like, yeah, okay, you know, okay, I can go to the moon. Okay, let me like figure this out. And
Right.
and it has been like that from, you know, since fam. And like she said, we realized that a lot of times certain things that we were dreaming and molding and creating and aspiring for, and those moments when that imposter syndrome comes in and the inner critic comes in,
The
that
inner
if we were on the
saboteur.
phone together, it was like it was like a barrier to that imposter syndrome, the inner critic. Like we could legitimately work through and talk through those doubts and fears and have somebody who was just like, yes, do it. And I would say that we've been able to accomplish some pretty amazing things in our lives, but having that support. But we are, I feel like, and we feel like we're rare in that. Hi, Tosh. You know, and having that, again, a fellow pitcher who wants you to win as bad as, you know, you want yourself to win. And that is the premise behind this community of like, what if you could really surround yourself with genuine people who want you to win, who want to also win at levels that none of us have seen, but then can also pour into you in your dreams, you know? So that is, it still gives me chills to think about this and that, you know, kind of community perspective.
Hey April, hey Stephanie, yes, my line sisters on, child.
Hey
No, no.
y'all.
And I think you know, just to add on to what you said, I think recognizing that you have a gift, right? We all have talents, gifts, we have dreams, we have things that, you know, maybe you had something you wanted to do at 21, and maybe your dream changed when you hit 42. But I feel like as we get older, we get more reluctant to share with people, to confide in people, to talk to them about, you know, what we're dreaming for, because the support isn't necessarily always there, you know. And I think we don't go to friendship camp or family camp or anything like that where you learn how to be a good support for the people around you. Those are things that you learn by trial and error, or, you know, deciding the type of human being that you want to be. But I think what's very unique about, you know, what we're doing is it's a genuine desire to, you know, bring women who have goals and dreams together in a way and in a space where people feel supported and they feel encouraged and they feel like they can fly, because that's what we've been able to create in the space of our friendship, you know.
Mhm. Amen to that. Amen to that. And then just, you know, with the proper energy, because anybody who is in my community knows I speak about all the time, like the mean girls who are now Hey Queen. Like they were just 2 years ago, like, you can't sit with us, crew. And then now it's Hey Queen. And I am so here for the growth, but sometimes, you know,
I'm not gonna do
am
the
I
hey queen.
am I right or am I right? And then it's like, but see, my thing is like, again, when it's genuine, I am so here for it. But sometimes I can still feel that underlying, especially here in Atlanta. It's like if you go to some networking type of events and whatnot, there's a lot of judging
Right.
going on. And it's like when you are at certain levels or you have certain aspirations and ambition, any type of judgment or whatnot can knock you down to your
Right.
knees.
And who asked you though? This is what I'm mad about. You just got me mad. I'm over here trying to dream my dream, and you over
That's
here
why I love
being
you.
negative.
Yeah, now they have exactly, but you see that fire in my, because that is what I would feel if I ever said, you know, Mom, I want to do, and she'd be like, okay, you know, it's like who are you, and it's like that, who are you not to?
Right.
Always, not just in Atlanta, I know, but especially, you know, and I think because a lot of people feel like they come here, I see a lot of women come here and their dreams are so just pops. It's really sad because they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go to all these brunches and boss brunch and all this stuff, and then they get there, you know what I'm talking about, Maya, and then they reach back out to me and they're like, yeah, now all of a sudden they're your best friend now. They're like, well, the girls didn't really speak. They were looking at my outfit. The first thing they asked before they asked my name is, what do you do? What's your Instagram, so they can see how many followers you have. You know what I mean? And I'm just
Right.
like, really, I'm so sorry for that. Like, I'm so sorry that that's your experience and that is where you were going to be surrounded by pictures, because I can see the greatness in this individual. And it's like, so now they diminish their greatness to a certain degree because of the reception they did or did not receive. So even
Right.
in those communities where that's the premise behind them and the foundation, I know DC, and it's a lot of I feel like metro areas that have that going on. And so that's why this space is so important for us, where it's like, there is no judgment. The bigger your dream, the more, I feel like, I know how we are, like, the bigger you're dreaming, I would be like, oh my God, like,
You know what?
let me reframe my dream, because I'm not dreaming big enough.
Right.
Just being surrounded by those types of people.
You know what people really need to hear?
What's that?
It has come to me that people need to hear it. Really, it don't matter if you really are able to do the thing that you're selling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're trying to be a professional singer, do you really have to be able to sing? If you're trying to be this big actress, do you really have to be able to act?
Mm-hmm.
I think the answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just have to do it consistently and convince other people that you know how to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get paid because people just want to see you doing this thing that you may or may not be great at.
Mm-hmm.
So where I'm going with that is, I mean, you need to be in a circle of people who support your dreams regardless, because that's the only way you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, if you are in spaces of negativity, you're never going to be able to take it that next level up, because you need people for you in order to win.
Ooh.
Right?
Wait a minute, because that is a mic drop. Because here's the
I'm
thing.
telling you something right now.
What
I'm
did
saying it.
hear? I may have even posted this before. It's like, if you can do your thing, your dream or whatnot by yourself, is too small.
Yeah.
And that's where that support comes in, because I'm telling, it's hard enough dreaming the dream. And then then to actually take some inspired action is a whole other thing. But for you to have people around you who are like, you did a live. Oh, okay, you doing lives now? Or, whatever that looks like.
Right.
And it's like, I was nervous, I was this, I was that, but this was a step towards my dream. For you not to have somebody that was like, I was the only person on your live. It was so good. You know what I mean? It's just like, what that trajectory and that journey looks like when you can have even that 1, 2, 3, that community, versus those people that you reach out to, like, oh my God, I just did it. And they're like, oh, really? Let me call you back. But when you call and say you're crying and everything's going to hell, they have all the time in the world for you, So it's just really like reassessing, especially around this full moon, going into the new year, like, what dreams have you stopped yourself from dreaming? What dreams are you still dreaming that you are so scared to really step into, because you feel alone in what it is that you're dreaming? Like, really having those real assessments of those friendships, and then understanding who you will no longer be when those friendships leave, but also who you will become when you have the proper support after those individuals leave out of your life.
You're so deep and so elegant, and I'm really about to do. You're so graceful, but what I really got to say is not gonna be that. It's gonna be, we got to get rid of all of these trash people. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
You got to put the trash in the trash can. I'm telling y'all, they're keeping us down. They holding us back. You really need to be out here looking at the friends at brunch, like, what you adding? What are you contributing? Mm-hmm. How are you going to help me get where I'm trying to go? Because the reality of it is there are supportive people who are also fun. Mm-hmm. There are supportive people who are also smart. You know what I'm saying? We can get the things that we are seeking in relationships from supportive people. I think that if there is a single characteristic that your friend list should include.
Mm-hmm.
Supportive should be
Supportive.
right.
Yeah. Don't y'all agree? Don't y'all agree? You know, aside from the Venuses and all of that other stuff, it's like if you have people in your circle that you, those times when you're like, you know, you're at a crossroads and you're having this dream, you're one person to say I see you. All it takes is one person to say, yes, friend, do that. You know, how can I support what you're doing? That can change your life. That can, you
Right.
know, really, really change your life. You know what I mean? So,
Kanye was all he needed, though.
huh? What you say? All right, you're really gonna get us kicked out of this live. All
Okay,
right,
my
so
bad.
what are we doing? Where can we have this family and everybody like continue
Okay.
this journey together?
All right, girl. Okay, so we're gonna do another goal getting session. We did one, what was it, like 2 weeks ago?
We
And
did.
it was a great time. Really explaining the different levels and different things that are going on within our Go Getter community. Really trying to make sure that we can connect and establish relationships and support other women. I think a lot of times when it comes to stuff like this, people think that it has to be someone has a dream of starting a business or, you know, running the world or whatever your dream might be. But your goal may be something that's closer to home. It may be you want to consistently go through a garage and organize for things. It may be that you want to travel the world in 6 months and you want to figure out how to budget and do different things like that. So I think that we have to begin to really care and love on ourselves. And so we're just hoping to continue the conversation with everybody. We really appreciate you joining, and we're going to have our next Goal Getter session on the 15th. I'm going to post it on my Instagram. T's going to have it on hers. We're going to put it on the Strategic Duo. And we're going to be getting into some really cool conversations through that. If you all enjoy being on the live, let us know some other things that we should talk about. Make sure you're following our page. Support is a verb. I really appreciate it. So
Right.
Thursday, the
Can I
15th,
say
1
this
p.m.
too?
Yeah.
The Go Getter session on Thursday. Thank you, Tosh. Thank you, everybody. The session Thursday is going to be like, you don't have to come on camera. We're just gonna, you know what I mean? Like, we'll be on speaking, but it's just gonna be conversation, because I feel like sometimes you just have to tune in the car. You're tuning in, different places where you just may not be in a place where you want to come on camera, and that's okay too.
And
So,
go
what'd
ahead,
you
honey.
say?
I was going to just add in, this is going to be so cool. Like, I'm telling y'all, I am my own hype man. So I'm not going to say I'm not my own hype man, because I actually am my own hype man.
Right.
But this is a really exciting time. I think that I know that my purpose is to help people. And creating this space is creating a space of love and support and encouragement. And I think we need to see more women doing that. We need to see more people doing that. And so to be able to be connected with somebody who is as bomb as Tierra is, as y'all can see from being on here, and just try to work to encourage other people. I mean, come on, y'all. We making magic over here. Don't even try.
Right. And I just want to say, like, again, y'all, I don't, for those who may just be like in our world, but you don't know us. And for those who do know us, we are not playing when we say we are the biggest cheerleaders of success and greatness. Like, wherever we can see in you, help you, do support, we are there. But again, I know how Maya did mention, like, even if you just want to organize your garage, smaller dreams and hopes. Very true. But I know Maya and I will be like, okay, so listen, with this garage, right? This is what you can do, because I saw your art over there. Why don't we're going to put together art show for you? You know what I mean? Like, just things that will blow your mind, because our conversations and the ideas and the ways that we push each other, like it blows my mind a lot of times as well. So we're not talking about just a community where you come together and you're like, this is my goal for 2023. Y'all want to make 10K this month. Like, that's great. But Maya and I will be like pushing that to the limit, and with so much love, so much realness. And for those of you who know human design, like I have a 4 in my profile line. So it is about network. My network is my success. And so the thought of me being surrounded by a bunch of Mayas, the thought of me being surrounded by the people that she and I have in our community, as we go on this journey of life together, I'm telling you, I'm screaming inside, because we know where this is going, what we have planned for this to go. And I mean, and again, I cannot negate the energy, proper energy, nothing fake, nothing phony, like really wanting everyone to succeed in massive ways that changes generations, that changes lineage.
I
Right?
also, you're going there. You're going there.
You know I'm gonna go there.
But
Because
I wanted to
if we're not
add,
going big, what are we doing?
right, I want to add, like, when I said the thing about organizing your garage, honestly, I just want everybody to dream, right? I want to start there. Like, the first sentence is I want you to dream, but then I also want you to dream outside your boxes. And I want you to dream your biggest dream. And so while, we can support on the garage, what I want to support through is how you're going to make $42 million next year, like I just heard on this podcast, or if you want to own, blocks in Brooklyn, like, how we're going to accomplish that. I think that we spend a large portion of our lives being told what we can do, who we can be. And the truth is, we can be whoever we want to be. And, I think that we're on the right path. I know we're on the right path just by being willing to commit this time and this energy and doing this work together. So I'm really excited for Thursday. I hope you guys can join.
Yes. And that's the thing. It's like, for those of you who are like 42 million, I don't need 42, or that's not in your goal trajectory. Just hear us, hear the energy of what we're saying, though. It's like, whatever that is for you, your equivalent, we are here to pour into that and to push you to think at that level. Or for those of you who are like, I never even thought about me making 42 million this, a year. It's like, what are those dreams and everything that are so large that you may not have even thought about them yet? That is what we are looking to continuously pour into each other as women. So I just thank all of you for joining. It could have just been us
so
two.
Much. Let me see if I can see the list here. Hey, Makita, Mark's on here. Tasha, hey, Imani. Hey, Morgan. Nadia's on here. There's a lot of people on this thing.
I know.
Hey, Bats. Toya's on here.
We appreciate y'all. I can't see. How do you see the list? I can't see.
Girl,
well, we thank you again in Maya's bio, my bio. We'll have the link for the webinar. Please know, again, like, invite people. Please invite people. Invite women that you know
trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
There's space for all of us at the table, ladies.
We love you too.
The world, and I want to sit with y'all.
Let's just create a bigger table, right? If there's not space, we're creating a bigger table.
Right.
Yeah. So please, thank you all so much. Like, for this just being a conversation to everybody, seeing where we're going, and then, as it all fluctuates, and, just being flexible but we have some really, really big goals, and want to take as many of us as possible, on that journey. So please invite people. We'll have the link up tomorrow in our bios for you to join for Thursday. Invite people, and then we'll be able to give a bit more information. And though, honestly, Maya, this was kind of fun. Like, I feel like we need to do, but like have some real raw conversations, right? Like, none of them, like, I've done the work. I'm so enlightened. I didn't like, no, like, how is this journey really looking?
They don't tell you what they did. They be like, basically, you show up prepared. and then they have
Be
nothing else.
productive.
Be productive. Sit at your
Write
desk.
your goals down.
You
Burn them
know,
during the full
have a
moon.
notepad. Carry a pen everywhere you go. You
Mm-hmm,
know,
mm-hmm.
and
And it's like, what if you are crying so hard one day you can't even see what you're writing? What do you do during those days?
right.
You know what I mean? Like, can we be? Yes, Pilar. Yep, I'm gonna put it on the profile too. But yeah, let's talk about the real conversations when you are hurting, like you are just feeling like,
Right.
oh my God, like I have this big dream, but am I really, like, who am I to make the dream, like do the dream, to do the
Right.
thing? Like, let's talk about what was that? How did you get, like, what was your struggle? How did you get through the struggle? And just having people around you that are telling you, you got this, like, you got this, you got this, and meaning it with every fiber of our being.
You know, the other thing about it is, and I am in complete agreement with what you said, but I think oftentimes, I think with Black people, you're dealing with this issue about therapy and mental health, right? And it's not an amazing conversation. You get the people who are like, hell yeah, oh, I can't say that on there. Heck yeah, I'm here for it. I speak to my therapist regularly, those people. And then you have the other ones that are like, I am not doing that. We don't need all of
I
that.
don't need
We go
therapy.
for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the gym. That's what I do. I hit the gym,
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that when you are doing something like dreaming a dream, right? You're like, okay, secretly, I really want to be a veterinarian, right? I just had a conversation with my friend about this earlier, so that's why I popped in my mind. I'm, this age, I've already gone to school. I've done, I've done these things. I'm not on that path. I think it's hard to say it out loud first, right? But then you have all of these other things that you have to deal with on the path to trying to accomplish that goal. Like your thoughts about it, like how you feel about you. Do you have the resources to be able to do it, right? You start communicating it with a partner if you have a partner, dealing with that, right? Then you got to deal with the judgment of your family and your friends or whatever, however your network looks. And so I just think that it becomes increasingly challenging. And that's why you see so many people just like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go for it.
That's a whole, like, the way I just got chills when you just talked about that, like, and it makes me sad too, because I know there are so many people that will watch this and may not even ever know about this live, where they don't even realize they've done that the dream, they're like, I'm a CPA, or I'm a doctor, like I'm in this career, but I truly want to do this. You don't have anybody to talk to it about, right? That you want to be a veterinarian, and you just silence that, but that may be your true passion and purpose,
right?
And the thing that really, 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 like, brings you joy, and you just stuff it down because of life. Wow. Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, that stuff is pretty intense, but I think, honestly, and, we both know this and we talk about it, and we're getting into it with this goal-getting community that we're creating. But, I think that holistically, you have to be supported and strategic in accomplishing your goals.
Yeah.
Like, okay, with the things that I have going on, that I've launched my online school for lawyers only, launched my first class. Just, in the process of, creating things that way, you have to go through some levels of some self-talk and, some encouragement and push yourself, you have to, it's not just I can just do the course, because doing the course requires you to film it, and you have to be consistent and, on a schedule to accomplish something like that. You can't just not change one thing. It's a total approach to accomplishing whatever goal that you have. Yeah. And so I think, creating spaces, the idea of creating spaces where that is encouraged, that support is encouraged, the conversation is encouraged, is so powerful, because where else can we really go? I mean, I think with the social media and stuff, people present themselves as being super authentic, but I got photos on my screen,
Hold on, because I literally was listening to you, and I had posted something the other day where I was like, on this journey, this anti-hustle millionaire journey, right, that I'm on right now, it is my goal to be as transparent as possible, or more transparent, right? In a way that makes me feel comfortable, because I feel like, especially with coaches, consultants, and everything, it's like I've done the work and I'm at this elevated place, and people can feel removed from that, when I'm somebody that can honestly say, I realize that because of my life circumstances, because of, past relationships and all that, I'm somebody that has to work on my self-worth every day.
Right.
Even though I can pour into somebody so easy, like, why you
Right.
need, you are this and you're great and that. But for me, I had to come to a place, being real with myself, that work never ends. And so just having these honest conversations when you are ambitious, like, you
Right.
know what I mean? Like what that looks like, and feeling safe enough to be in spaces like Maya said, where you can be that real and be that vulnerable and still dream.
Right.
And still dream. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for Thursday. We got some stuff to talk about. Again, we appreciate you guys joining. This was a lot of fun. We definitely have to get on here again. And please, please, please follow us on Instagram. And that's all I got.
At Maya Griggs, at The Brave Way, and at The Strategic Duo.
Yeah, girl.
All right. Well, everybody, be well, be wealthy, have a wonderful night. And Pilar, I will put this up um, on our profile so that we can, you can go back and watch from the beginning.
And tell people to join our session on Thursday, 1 p.m. It's going to be it.
Yes. All right. Because
All
listen,
right.
everybody, I said 15 minutes. I told Maya the live's going to be 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
After 20 minutes, people, are going to jump off. So the fact that y'all have been here with us almost an hour, like when I tell you, so much love to everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Wonderful, wonderful evening, everybody.
All right. Good night.
Bye.